And so now, just in terms of the work that Zero Mothers Die does, you're donating cell phones to third world countries.
Airtel is the one who's donating. It's a lot like our AT&T.
Yeah.
You know, so they do that, and then airtime as well. So we get the phones, and they're smart-ish phones. I don't know if you saw them, but they have like a color screen, and they're more like old Blackberries. And it just depends on what part of the world you're in, how useful they are. So in some places, and I don't know if you've seen, they have Google Loon and some other projects they're putting out trying to bring more internet to even really rural areas in Africa. But it's preloaded with a lot of information for women who are pregnant. So
so it's specifically medical information.
Specifically, prenatal information, you know, if you're hemorrhaging, that sort of thing. And the point is to also have, at the very least, a connection to a doctor or a provider somewhere. So if you're having an emergency, you can call, and then there's regularly scheduled appointments.
So it just gives them that contact.
Yes, and that is donated. So the time's free. And that way they have a lot better outcome, less likely to die. And that was one of the goals, the Millennium Development Goals that are now the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. It was lowering infant mortality and maternal.
And when did you first start to get involved with this program?
Well, we were working on women's issues in general through Millennia, which is when I met Veronique. That's who I met in Luxembourg. It went over into that. That was another project. So Millennia still exists, but this was a project unto itself. And so that's been going on for a few years. Yeah,
and one thing, I just remember researching this, and the most fascinating part of the whole Zero Mothers Die program is that the phones are pink.
Yeah.
And would you mind just going over the significance of that?
Yes, and I was talking about this at one of the big UN meetings when everybody's got the light up microphones.
Yeah.
And
the big official desk and everything.
And they call it the mum's phone, you know, as in London English, MUM, mum's phone. And it's not because it's for a woman that it's pink, because that's actually kind of offensive for some people. But it's also because of the gender roles in a lot of places where we're giving these phones in the developing world, pink is not something that the males want to take from the female. And if you give them, say you give them an iPhone, the woman won't have that iPhone after we leave. So it's also to protect the woman and make sure she can actually use that phone. So that's why.